Yo, what is going on, guys? Max here, back with a brand new video, and today we are back doing another Fallout 4 modded video. So it has actually been quite some time since I've uploaded one of these. Took a long little break to get some video ideas settled and to upgrade new equipment. I don't know if you can tell or not. If you have listened to my other videos, this is a brand new mic, higher quality, much better. So we're just trying to upgrade the content around here. But we are doing another Fallout 4 modded video, and today for the comeback, since it's been so long, I do have 7 videos. I was gonna do 10, but it was kind of hard to find 10 good ones at the moment. I think that says more about me than the mod community, to be honest, because I am very picky about my mods and things that I tend not to like. A lot of people actually love with Fallout mods, so don't take my word for it. There are plenty of great mods out there. You'll just have to check for them yourself. And with that being said, I do want to start with this biohazard suit that I was able to find on the marketplace. I think it looks really sick. You can do a lot of customizations to it actually and change a bunch of things about it. This is just what I found I liked best. The kind of like digital camo look that's kind of urban, kind of not. The stats on it are pretty good, but more than likely you will be using this just for the looks, as it looks absolutely sick, especially in third person. Using mods like this, I found myself just walking around third person a lot more because I just enjoy seeing my character looking so cool. So this next mod is just the helmet and scarf, as you can see here by my pretty naked body, but this is the EVA Recon helmet. So what I like about this helmet is it gives more of a Dead Spacey type vibe. So if you're going for a horror playthrough, it seems kind of like it'd be for you. Or maybe you want to have more of an RPG experience of like a spaceman that fell from the sky somehow, way, shape, or form. I'm not judging, that's all up to you, but this might be for you as well. The only downside is you do have to find your own kind of like body armor that does match it, otherwise you'll just be walking around naked actually. The stats on it aren't too great, as you can see here. There is an intelligence and perception boost, and it's not the heaviest, but it's not really the lightest with a 6.6 just for the helmet. That's a pretty big helmet. But all in all, I do think it's a really good mod, and like always, all the mods will be listed in the description down below. Don't forget to check them out. Support the local mod community, as they do so much for us to really keep things going and keep this game of, God, how old is this? 2015. So this is 4 years old roughly, Jesus. So to keep this 4-year-old game going and to keep us, coming back and playing more with all this great content, make sure you guys do support them and all things they do, because a lot of this stuff is free. They're not actually getting paid for it. So as always, make sure you support your local mod creators. So this next one is basically for console players. So it affects the intensity. So think of the saturation and the brightness of basically your entire game. You can change it yourself, but I do recommend using one of these templates like I have here. Like I think I go with enhanced colors, and as you can see, it pretty much just changed everything instantly. Sometimes I feel like it can be a little too much, but also I get really tired of seeing the same old washed out colors, so I think it's a nice way to kind of change it up, and it doesn't really affect performance too heavy, which I know on consoles is a pretty huge thing. Most of these mods can weigh you down and drastically affect FPS and all kinds of other things, but for the most part this mod seems quite solid and quite well done. And yeah, if you're looking for a good color mod, this is really going to be it for you. Oh gosh, one thing that I did forget to mention, you can actually stack these if you're not careful, which I just did, just playing around with it, and oh my god, does it create the biggest mess of things. Oh god. So what it really does is every time you select one, if you want to get it off, you have to reset it. Otherwise you can just continuously stack them on top of each other, and you end up getting this really weird, almost washed out, not so washed out with enhanced colors. It looks horrible, but it is a cool thing you can do if you're interested in that. So for this next one, it is just a gas mask mod, which, hear me out, I know is kind of weird for having just a gas mask for a mod, but this is actually a really sick gas mask. There's a bunch of customizations you can do to it, and I haven't really seen too many good, well-made gas mask mods that actually made me think, wow, this is actually worth wearing. But this is one of them, and there is a benefit to it actually, with 1,000 rad resistance, 1+1 perception, and the damage resistance isn't actually horrible, which is kind of surprising. There is just a regular variant if you're not too big on how I have it, but even how I had it on this one, like I said, the customization is nuts. So there's a lot you can do like this. I have the little matrix thing going across my face, give me this little like cyborg kind of effect. I don't know, I think it's really cool. Like I said, it will be listed in the description down below. I highly recommend you checking this one out for sure, because I haven't seen this much thought and effort put into just a simple gas mask mod and probably ever. Okay, this next one you will either love or you will absolutely hate. There are a bunch of pieces to this mod, like see here, you have the exosuit, the armor, the back engine, the boots, gloves, helmet, leg armor, neck, and torso armor. So there is quite a bit to this, and the look of it ends up being like this spaceman-y type vibe. I like it, but at the same time I don't, based on the fact that my character does have hair, for the record. but whenever you put this suit on, you turn bald, which I feel like it's just a conflicting thing in the file, something that could be fixed in an update. So keep that in mind before you just write this mod off. But all in all, I think this is really sick. It's different. It's a lot more different than anything that I've experienced when dealing with a lot of these mods. And for some reason, it kind of gives me this like Halo-y type vibe, but it kind of doesn't at the same time. I don't know. It's this weird kind of combination of things, and the stats on it aren't too great either, as I'll go ahead and show you here. 140 damage resistance, 65 energy resistance, and then just 80 rad resistance. And each one has very minimal stats. I'm sure you can upgrade it. I didn't actually get to look into it too much, but actually something that I just accidentally discovered. So the exosuit goes very, very well with this armor. It goes insanely well with this armor, actually. I know I said armor, but I meant helmet. The EVA Recon helmet, the one I just talked about, goes really well with this armor. It's something I didn't actually notice before, and kind of ties in perfectly. Maybe not the scarf, because the scarf kind of clips through as they're conflicting mods, but actually from the back, it looks really sick. It looks like it belongs together. So I mean, I don't know, if you're going for that spaceman vibe, like I said earlier, this probably will be for you. Okay, finally, this took me so long to find, but okay. So we have a Centaur. Yes, an ugly Centaur. So they were originally supposed to be in the game. Fun fact, I didn't actually know that until I just saw somebody say it, which I'm assuming it was right because they've been in Fallout 3 and they were in Fallout New Vegas, so I just assumed that they were supposed to be there. So someone took the liberty and graciously giving us this beautiful masterpiece. So this is the Institute Centaurs, but being that the Institute is responsible for the super mutants in Fallout 4, this is the only thing that I can go ahead and base my theory off of, that the Centaur was actually supposed to be in the game, and that the Institute probably did it. I mean, who else would really be that messed up to experiment with whatever that thing is? One thing that I do want to mention though is that they do have a spit attack, which I didn't think they would, but somehow, some way they were able to get in there. I don't know why that one didn't spit at me. Maybe it did and I just didn't see it. I'll have to look on the playback, but they do have a spit attack. So for the next one, it adds a player home. I know, right? Something you haven't seen before, but this one is kind of different. So having all these icons, I'm sure it's hard to find, but it is actually right here. The Lone Wolf base is kind of close to Walden Pond. It's not that far from Sanctuary or Abernathy Farm, but that is what it's called. Again, this isn't going to be perfect as it is a player home base, which they usually aren't. I can see a few spots that are kind of glitchy, but it is kind of cool actually to see. So you essentially do end up getting your own town with this giant church-like mansion. One thing I have noticed since being here is that the FPS it's taken a few hits. It's been a little ropey. Oh my god, I did not notice this. Just that kind of started. But yeah, it's not going to be perfect, obviously, but I think this is actually quite well done. It's very interesting. I don't know why the elevator's down there. I'm kind of scared to go down there and see, but I'm going to do it anyways. Just need to save first. So yeah, like I said, there are a few suits of power armor. It looks like T51 for all three of them. Oh wow, this is almost like your own little evil chamber here. Oh god! Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. Okay, so this does come with a Mirelurk King, if you were curious. If that didn't sell you on it, then I don't think anything else will. So the mod does feel a little bit unstable, but for the most part, it'll get the job done. If you're not running too many mods, then I'm sure you'll be fine. I don't know what the point of this big empty room is. But I'm sure if you're not running too many mods, you should be fine, and you probably won't see too much of a hit on your FPS or anything like that. But for me and for the amount of mods that I run, it's just not good for me. But I still think it's a really sick mod. I mean, this guy made a whole freaking town just for you, and it's called the Lone Wolf Base. There's even artillery guns here. I think there's 3 maybe? I know there's 2 for sure. I'm sure if, I wonder if you can actually bring people here. I think you can. I'm actually kind of curious now if they'll actually like stay here, if they'll like fall through with some glitchy way. I'm not sure. I am kind of curious though. But, oh yeah, I'm taking a big hit right now. Like I said, this is very FPS heavy, it seems, at the moment. But all in all, I think I would recommend this mod, being that if you're just playing with a couple mods, maybe 5 or 6 max, then you should be fine. But when you start getting up to the 20-ish range, that's when things are really gonna become a problem. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget we have a couple things coming out in the future that I am pretty excited to show you guys. And as always, let me know if you have any video ideas. Leave them in the comments down below. I will catch you guys next time, and peace.